let's get into a few things. So, about 10 to 12 guys escaped from, I believe, a county jail facility out in New Orleans. The Orleans Parish. Now, for those that don't know, like in my state, in most states in the U.S., we have what is called counties. In Louisiana, they don't have counties. They have what is called parishes. And that's due to the French history of Louisiana in New Orleans. But anyway, yeah, about 10 guys, man, did a massive jailbreak. And according to the reports, because you can see the footage as you see, and they running up out of there. You see them, they getting up out of there. Now, see, this is the thing. You obviously, for you to dip, you had to be up under something heavy for you to do the math and say, you know what, we gone. Because this didn't cross minds plenty of time in doing jail. You know, we didn't thought about that or whatever. But yeah, if you up against it, hell yeah, I'm out of there. And no, I'm not advocating escape from jail, you know. You do the crime, do the time. But again, if you up against it and the opportunity presents itself, there's a good chance you're going to go for it. And they went for it. And which is funny to me because they said they wrote, I guess, because they removed the bathroom stall. Now, according to the reports, y'all, they saying it was an inside job. They had some help because some piping was cut prior, I guess, to make it easy for them to snatch out, I guess, the toilet from the cell. And they all dipped it right above the toilet. They wrote, you know, we innocent. What do you say? We innocent and too easy. Yeah, they put that on their ass. And as you see them sprinting up out of there. About 10, 15 deep or whatever. So, now, it appears, well, they caught one of them, it seemed like not long after. Like when they first started showing the mud shots, he was already captured. But then it looks like they got, was it 2 more? For a total of 3. 2 or 3 more for a total of 3 or 4. And the rest of them is still on the lam. So, now they saying that these guys had the various charges they was fighting, the robbery, pistols, you know, the usual. And my guess is they had to be up against it, or they could have been down for quite some time already and fighting their case. And the opportunity presented itself and they took it, as I put it. Yeah, them guys broke wide, man, and you can see them after you see them breaking up out of there. You see them crossing a major freeway. I guess the jail was off a major highway, and you see them on a late night because it happened like maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. You see them hopping over the freeway or whatever, getting up out of there. Yeah, but that's what I think. It's all it's simple math. If you're facing a whole lot of time, then you're going to try to escape if you have the opportunity. The average person, I'll put it like that. Due to the fact now of course it all depends, but the last time I checked, and y'all let me know in the comments that, because we used to say this, the time, I believe it's a year and a day, which you get for an escape, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know in the comments, but a year and a day. So technically, in jail years, a year ain't nothing. You know, so, and I'm up, and I'm facing 50. You know, what's 1 year? For me, if I got opportunity to get up out of there. Now again, I'm not advocating or promoting escape, but the fact is they escape, and I'm thinking of some of the incentives that would make somebody want to escape, the obvious incentives. You know, so, but it is funny when you see them breaking up out of there, and they put the "we innocent, too easy." let y'all know y'all was slipping out there in the New Orleans Parish County facility or whatever. But yeah, and the commissioner warden, I forget what her position is, but she's saying there was some foul play involved inside jobs, and she talking bad on her employees. So I think some people already, some COs or whatever, deputies already on suspension. So they definitely about to have that badge. Definitely that. So they up out of there. And I'm sure they got some type of tape when they do the investigation. Oh, who knows? Of them, what they say, cut certain pipes and loosen certain bolts to make it easy for them to snatch the toilet up out of there for them to go. But they left, and again, 3 or 4 of them is caught, and the rest is still on the lam now. See, this the thing. I'm not gonna speak too much on escape, but most people be like, well, they gonna get them and ain't gonna be too much longer. Possibly so. We shall see. You know, the U.S. Marshals and all them, they pretty thorough. You definitely gonna, first thing, they gonna be at your next of kin, because they know that's who you gonna contact. You know, and if you're on a run for too long, they're gonna be watching them next to kin, especially around holidays and birthdays, when you probably gonna pop your head out. But that's just real. That's just one-on-one. That's just, you know, you learn that on TV. But it really all depends on the convict, who they is, what they was up against, and probably more importantly, the resources to see how long they can go. You know, who knows? They might catch one up in one of them tents somewhere, you know, a month or 2 later. But nah, that's all that is besides the point. Now, again, these look like, and I don't know these people, of course, but I'm assuming they not no armed and dangerous, deranged killers. You know, lest they wouldn't even have access to be walking free to escape, I would assume. But, and I say that to say, I don't, you know, definitely, you don't want no innocent people to get caught up in the crossfire between them trying to get away from the authorities, or the authorities closing in on them. And that's the only reason why I even said that, y'all. But yeah, just want to let y'all know, break that down real quick on how I think about that. But